ready? Are you 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 ready to get it? You ready for war? Live is back, are you ready for more? The waiting is over, it's time to get poppin'. We all wanna win it, just cash in the pocket. Be alive, nothing can top it. Fantasy's back, football's the topic. 50 down for 50 in profit. Boss at the top and we all wanna drop. I'm taking the spot, bury the coffin. Time for the action, enough of the talk. Time to get crackin', live is back. And speaking the facts, the champions boss is back to back. Don't happen that often, enjoy the throne. It's time to get off and welcome back. It's time to get started, time for the weak and the strong to be part. We're all in the war, fight to the finish. Mad about trades, but it's part of the business. Do what you need, it's all about winning. Try to be king on the division. Wanna be champ, that is the mission. Why with the flow? This is tradition. Ready to go, time for the show. Roll your bloods, get ready to blow. Get ready to hear the good and the bad. You might not agree, but it's only on facts. If you get ugly, yeah, that means you're whack. Gino and Matt, finally we're back. Analyzing and sharing the stats, giving opinions and checking the facts. Keep it six, built to the draft. A league of 10, let's see who get last. If your team stinks, it belongs in the trash. Race to the end, try not to crash. No one agrees, all of us clash. Something like Titans, fighter gets smashed. You better contend if you wanna be champ. If you won't pay attention, you don't have a chance. No chance to win if you don't have a plan. Get a chance at the shit, better win if you can. Yeah, PPL is back, I hope you're ready. PPL is back, I hope you're ready. PPL is back, I hope you're ready. I hope you're ready.
And then there were the Fantastic Four, the Final Four of the PPL Live Final Four edition. The wild card round has concluded, and we have the best four teams left in the PPL. But before we get into Final Four weekend, we'll take an eye back to our wild card round. Starting with the Skulls, leaving no doubt, getting to the Final Four round with a rousing win, 152 to the Argonauts, 116. An era ends 137 to 82 as squad underestimated advances and Patty Twins' 2-year run to the Pantheon Cup ends. No third time a charm for the Twins. Ulysses, what did you think of the surprising results last week in Wild Card Weekend? The Skulls, with the leave no doubt effort, defeating the Argonauts, who were at that point the hottest team in the league, and the Twins losing to squad underestimated 137 to 82.
Yeah, I mean, it was surprising. Seeing the Skulls do what they did highly impressed me.
Yeah, definitely.
One of the reasons why I picked them as my season good, and I mean, wow, for a team to just answer that way, there's really, I mean, not much to criticize about the effort other than like not starting Jerick McKinnon.
Right.
I mean, but other than that, I mean, this guy was just killing it everywhere. And I mean, really led by Josh Allen. And I mean, Ramondre is looking like solid keeper for this team.
Definitely.
Those are sitting well. Other side, you know, the Argos are going to be looking at some guys after this game and into next season. And
yeah.
I'm looking squarely at Justin Herbert, and I'm looking at Devontae. I mean, both of these guys have been Devontae less so. Devontae's been the man.
Right.
And so, you know, to have that 4.8 is disappointing. That 9.7 that Justin Herbert, I mean, it's just not really what the Argos are going to be accustomed to at that position.
Right.
They've got a couple of other QBs that they had on the bench who would have been better options. But in the end, it was a good campaign for the Argos to get back, make a push, get into the playoffs. But, I mean, ultimately, hats off to the Skulls on what they did.
Yeah.
Going to the other matchup, though,
yeah.
I mean, the result is what I expected. I just didn't expect it to happen the way it happened.
Okay.
The Twins just aren't really a team that are known to go out without a bark or without that fight, really.
Right.
And I mean, Aaron Rodgers is done. I mean, let's be real. The Twins can't afford to waste a keeper spot on where he is in his career.
Yeah.
Austin Eckler, rock solid. Jonathan Taylor, she's got to be kind of concerned now. He's had, you know, in his young career, several injuries.
Yeah.
Starting to stack. Keenan's getting up there. St. Brown's a keeper. You know, other than that, this team really missed Damian Pierce being in the lineup. Obviously, one of the better players on her team. And again, that Dallas Cowboys coach, I wasn't feeling him last week.
Right, you said it.
Yeah, I looked at the other side though. I mean, Squad did what he needed to do. Again, also said he should have played Kirk Cousins. Got away with the win, but again, I think that Squad showed exactly what they needed to. And again, I think that they've positioned themselves very well going into our Week 16 playoff matchups.
No, definitely, man. And this is the second year in a row. The Argonauts and Patty's Twins have shown themselves to be relics of the golden age, man. They just have not been able to keep up with this new playoff format. The Argonauts now 0-2 in this format. The Twins now 1-2. Both went from last year winning the conferences, getting those first round buys, to being the 2 wild cards, one and done. I mean, and let's just call it what it was. That 4-game winning streak by the Twins and the 5-game winning streak by the Argonauts to close the season were strictly pride runs. These were not teams that we thought were going to win the Pantheon Cup. And now I think it's time to get serious. And speaking of get serious, it's time to look forward to our Final Four weekend in the PPL playoffs. And we start with a huge matchup in the PPL, a rematch from Wild Card Weekend last year, a victory by the United Players, the Destroyers. We have a rematch of that as we have Squad Underestimated taking on the Omega Conference champions, the United Players, the Destroyers. All right, man. So, yeah, these two teams did meet in the wild card round last year. The United Players were able to advance before they lost to the Twins in the Final Four last year. But here they are back in the Final Four, this time with the first round bye and the 2 seed. Squad Underestimated. This is their first Final Four appearance since Pantheon Cup 10, which they went to and lost. What do you think of this matchup, man? Squad Underestimated taking on the United Players, the Destroyer. The winner will get a berth in Pantheon Cup 14.
Yeah, I mean, exciting for both franchises, really. As I look at this matchup, I'm really excited to see the UP, I think, putting a little bit more effort into setting their lineup.
Okay.
Looks like they made some moves. I think that, we're seeing a farewell run from Tom Brady. No reason he can't go do work at Arizona.
Okay, true.
Derrick Henry should have a day. Detroit is showing us that offense can get going. And you know what? At Carolina, I think that he could play into that. Mike Williams, DeAndre Hopkins, I mean, these guys are very talented players that absolutely could go off.
Yeah.
Now, again, there are better options at tight end. Are there better options at defense? Sure. I think he got a good coach here, though. And you know what? For his scoring trends, and since Cooper Kupp went down, this is probably one of the better lineups that he's put together.
Agreed. I can agree with that.
And I think puts him in shape. Now, when I look at the other side, man, again, I picked Squad to win it all.
Right.
Picked him to
Here
win
he
last
is.
week.
Here he is, baby.
And I'm kind of nervous about how the lineup is looking right now. Again, Justin Fields against Buffalo.
Right.
Kirk Cousins against the Giants. I'm going Kirk Cousins, man. And I'll tell you why. He's just got more dynamic playmakers around him. Justin Fields gave up a lot of sacks last week.
True.
Buffalo can absolutely get at him. And, could he have that game where he balls out? Potentially. But again, we're getting deeper in this season.
Yeah. You
got to think the Chicago management is not just gonna let Buffalo tee off on their quarterback in a lost season.
Okay.
Christian McCaffrey and company looking great with Purdy, man. Again, Purdy making a lot of people look silly.
Definitely.
Tyreek Hill, Miami. I think that he's got the talent here. Again, you just kind of get into these intangibles. Njoku, we'll see.
Yeah.
Alvin Kamara, that game is projected to be very winter-like, so we'll see how the Saints in general handle that.
Definitely.
And then you get to the D. I love the D. Where I think he's going real wrong outside of the quarterback coach, man. This Ravens coach to me is risky.
Okay.
I mean, they were pretty bad this season with Lamar playing. You know, now you're on like second and third string quarterbacks. I'm just saying,
They're
like,
finding ways to get victories, man.
there's only 4 teams in the playoffs at this point. You can go find a better coach than the Ravens.
True.
I'm just saying. And so with that, I think that the squad is playing with something here, and I don't like it. And actually, this week, I think unless they change their lineup, I've got the UP advancing to a final. And again, getting squad in a very close one. I'm going to say the UP 122, squad underestimated 119.
Ulysses, I've never been more shocked at a pick. Probably since we've done this, than this pick right here, man. You've picked this team all season long to go to the Pantheon Cup. Here they are. The doorstep is here. It's open. Now, I picked against squad last week. I'm not making the same mistake again. I got squad underestimated, advanced to the Pantheon Cup, and I'm going to give you a few reasons why. That Minnesota defense is garbage. Saquon Barkley is in for a huge day against that Vikings defense. I love that matchup for him. Christian McCaffrey as well is another guy that I expect to have a huge day. Tyreek Hill, yeah, you talked about it. But, I mean, even in inclement weather at Buffalo, Tyreek had a huge day, caught a bomb, and I think that he's going to continue to pay squad underestimated on the points. Now, I agree with you with Brandon Ayuk. Losing Tyler Lockett was a big loss for squad underestimated. But I like David Njoku. He's getting a lot of attention from Deshaun Watson. I think he's going to continue to get targets. Alvin Kamara, still the best play he's got. He's got to go there. I love Niners D against Washington. Taylor Heineke was fumbling and bumping all around the field against the Giants. I expect him to look more like that against the 49ers in San Francisco. The Jags D, I don't mind on United player side, but I'm with you. I think he can do better. I like the Niners coach to check the Niners D. But at the same time, I just feel like there's a definite ceiling on the United players scoring right now. Not impressed at tight end. D-Hop may be on the third string quarterback. Colt McCoy went down last week, so we don't know what to expect there. Yeah, Leonard Fournette is a decent play, but he's doubling up on those Bucks, and they've been struggling all year. I think at the end of the day, squad underestimated finds a way to do it. Advances to Pantheon Cup 14 and gets a shot at the championship title that's eluded them for oh so many years. I got squad underestimated winning this matchup 134 to the United players 115. And moving on to our next matchup, we go into a matchup born of greatness. This is a matchup that I've been itching to see. Two teams that we've been picking and thought of would come to the top of the PPL. Here they are in a matchup of high consequence. Final Four matchup. The Skulls taking on the Alpha Conference champions and defending PPL champs. Only for the boss. Alrighty, Ulysses, it's all laid out here. The Skulls, with their most impressive win in franchise history, defeating the Argonauts. These two teams have kept the Argonauts out of the Pantheon Cup the last 3 years. The Boss 2 years in a row, the Skulls this year. Man, what do you think of this matchup? We got the Skulls taking on Only for the Boss.
Yeah, I love that my great team in Only for the Boss met my good team, the Skulls. I mean, really can't be more excited for a playoff matchup like this. And I think that this one, not looking at records, toss records out, because records don't matter right now. When I look at these lineups, I think that this is going to be a highly competitive matchup. And I think it starts really with the QBs and coach combos here. And I'm going to say that I like Josh Allen and the Bills at Chicago more than I like Patrick Mahomes with the Seahawks traveling. And I'll say why. Chicago's defense, again, garbage. Josh Allen and company should absolutely handle it. They're a cold weather team. Doesn't matter what it's going to look like in Chicago. They're gonna get at it. Mahomes and company, again, I just didn't like what I saw as far as what their defense is doing, and putting themselves into kind of precarious moments. And Seattle's a much better team than Houston. Going down, again, I love Ramondre. Aaron Jones, I think, has a favorable matchup where Nick Chubb and Miles Sanders, same. I mean, I think that both can get at this. Where I start to have question marks for both teams, wide receiver position.
Yeah.
I think Skulls makes a move here that increases their chances of winning. I think they bench McLaurin and they get Jerry Jeudy in here.
Okay.
And on the other side, I don't like Allen Lazard. I don't think I'd be trusting the pass attack from Green Bay at this position.
Mm-hmm.
What really is missing for the Boss this week is that non-chief talent. I'm looking right at Deebo Samuel.
Yeah.
Not having Deebo Samuel in that production at wide receiver, I mean, that's one of the guys that really got him over the top when we talk about scoring, because we knew it was going to be Chief and all day.
Right.
But having that Deebo Samuel action, again, look at the double tight end formation for the Boss again. It's boomer bust, and I think that maybe this week it doesn't hit to the degree. And I'm thinking this, man, the Skulls got a check, I think, in only for the Boss's chief front. And that's Jerick McKinnon, man.
He's been
running
balling.
the flex position. He was acquired a week ago off of waivers. And when you look at what this guy's done in the last 3 weeks, you're talking 5 TDs.
Right.
And so he's playing the hot hand for the Chiefs right now. And I think McKinnon stays in that role. Because, again, if KC can actually get ahead in that game, he probably plays even a bigger role. And so I think that just as I'm looking at this right now, if there's changes, I think from McLaurin to Jeudy, I think that the Skulls can get this. And I think that they do get this and shock the PPL and get to their first final. I've got the Skulls doing it again, leaving no doubt. 138 to only for the Bosses, 132.
Okay. All right. Look, man, that's a bold statement there, but I'm not gonna go along with you. I like what the Skulls did last week. That was a very impressive victory by them defeating the Argonauts, putting them out of the PPL playoffs. I will not disagree with you there. But, I mean, only for the Boss has been on one of the most torrent scoring paces we've seen in the league, man. I mean, they will not have Deebo Samuel. I agree with you there. But I think that they're going to be okay because we saw Purdy loves George Kittle. And I think that he got a lot more comfortable with him last week. And I think we're going to see that again. I'm looking at the Travis Kelce Mahomes mix. That's going to be there against Seattle. Seattle's going to be another team that's going to force the Chiefs to have to throw the football, and I think that the Boss is going to reap benefits off of that. Miles Sanders is going to get a lot more run now that Jalen Hurts is dealing with an injury. We could see a big day from him, and Stephon Diggs is going to get in on some of that Josh Allen love. You talk about a check with McKinnon with Mahomes. I think that Stephon Diggs is a big check for the Boss against Josh Allen. I do like Ramondre and Aaron Jones. But I'm with you, man. I'm not feeling McLaurin right now. And Jamar Chase, the Patriots do a really good job of taking away receivers. The only receiver that's balled against them is Justin Jefferson. Now, is Jamar Chase of that mold? Yes, of course he is. Could he get loose against that defense? Yes, of course. But it's a lot of mouths to feed in Cincinnati. And if Bill Belichick decides to take him away, Joe Burrow would have no problem feeding another guy. At the end of the day, I think it will be close. But it's going to come down to what I think is going to be the intangibles. I think that the Bills have been playing down to their competition a little bit more lately. I know that the Chiefs almost lost to the Texans, but hear me out here. The Bills get dragged into games no matter who the opponent is. Their defense has been very susceptible, and I think that Justin Fields can exploit some things in a home matchup. I think the Chiefs are going to get a wake-up call. Geno Smith is starting to fall back to earth, and it's going to be tough sledding. The Chiefs' defense is much better at home than it is on the road. I got only for the Boss getting by in this matchup behind a big Chiefs win at home and the Bills skirting by on their win, and I think it's going to come down just to that. I got only for the Boss going back to the Pantheon Cup for the third time and defending their title this time, 141 to the Skulls 134. Alrighty, PPLers, thanks for another great week of PPL Live. I hope you guys have enjoyed the season. We are at the climax here. We are finally going to decide and find out who will represent the league in the PPL's 14th annual Pantheon Cup. To the teams going at it in Final Four weekend, good luck, have a good weekend, and may the odds be ever in your favor.